What's going on, Blue Crew? Welcome back for another video. I hope everybody's medicated and elevated just like me. So, Moxsy told us about the lead sprinkler. He said that we actually needed to have splash damage radius. I don't have any splash damage radius in this build at all. Again, the save file will be in my Discord, so you can get it and you can try this out yourself. You literally do not need that splash damage anointment. If you can shovel out enough damage fast enough, it don't matter. Yes, I've tried it with it. It does help, but my damage suffered significantly, so I thought that this way was better. Especially going against bosses and people like Wotan, who's big enough to get hit by all of that splash damage. So I capitalized on the splash damage instead of like the radius, because I knew they would all hit him. I actually used the same build with corrosive and everything. I didn't switch it at all. On Tron, I used it on Gigamine just to show you that it still works on these guys. As you see, not as well, but very well nonetheless. And everybody who's joined my Discord, thanks. It's been growing so fast. Everybody who's been subscribing, thank you also. My channel's it's on fire right now, and I just want to say thank you. I'm ecstatic for it. If you do join my Discord, you may be joining for the save files, but I do also have some other Borderlands creators in there. I have somebody who makes music in there, all YouTubers. So you can ask questions, and other people other than just me can help you with those. Just ask one of us and we'll definitely help you out. All the new Steam players, welcome. I know you guys just got the game and are looking for something to help you out. Hopefully this build helps. Let's get into the video, guys. Welcome back, Blue Crew. Okay, so like I was saying, Moxsy was right with this probably being the best assault rifle in the game now. I guess not now, always. We just didn't know. It was a hidden gem because it didn't get one of those crazy buffs. Unless it did get like a splash damage radius buff, because I'm not using the splash damage radius that he said was necessary. And it still does just fine, as you can see. Granted, like I said, when I was fighting Wotan and the bigger enemies, they're so large, it doesn't matter. It's going to hit them regardless if you shoot it low enough. It doesn't give the actual grenades enough time to spread out, so you still hit them with it. And like with Tron, you want to make sure you hit him like around his waist, because then they'll blow up right next to him and you get all the damage. Just a tip. So I totally love the run and gun playstyle. That's what I've been making all my builds here recently about, so I could showcase it. And it works really well with this build. It synergizes really well with a lot of the items I already had, and you'll see that later in the build. A lot of items are items I've used before. Just switched up the tree. I think at the end of the video I have a clip of me taking down Wotan. This build didn't have much survivability because of where a lot of the points are. It should, but for some reason, like, you do so much damage, you just down yourself so fast it's hard to stay up. It's good for killing bosses though. If you like the run and gun style that I like, it'll work for you. You just gotta be careful. Kind of like the flak build that I made that could one-shot yourself too. It's just, you gotta be careful on certain guns. I'm excited to see what guns are going to buff next and how it's going to change the meta of the game completely again. Seems like every week we get a game-breaking gun, and Mayhem 2.0 is almost here, so it must be pretty difficult if they're giving us all these crazy guns. But I guess we'll see here shortly, so it won't really matter, huh? Man, I really just enjoy this playstyle. It does so much damage, so much fun, and I can just run around and have a great time while playing it. I don't have to worry about pretty much anything in Mayhem 4, or at least this version of it. Of course, once the new Mayhem 4 comes out, we'll have to get to it and make totally new builds with the new level cap. Speaking of the level cap, do you guys think it'll be another small level cap like this one, like 3 levels? Or do you think we'll get a significant one, like maybe 64 or 72, something like that? A significant level cap, it would be great, but I'd be happy with even 1 level, because then you could have 2 capstones, and that'd make some more amazing builds, you know, just from that. So I think it'd be really cool if we could get that. And you see what I'm saying? When I was shooting higher, I'm not getting too much damage, but when I started lowering it, I started to do more and more damage to him. Even, like I said, even without using that splash damage radius. Alright, I'm going to show you guys the Valkyrie's clip from that takedown. So you can see how it does in a takedown. This is the same build, I didn't switch anything, that I used to actually kill Trant just then. It was set up for the takedown and it still did that much damage to him. I didn't even switch to Incinerary and Shock, which if I would have, it would have done even more damage, but I just wanted to try it just as it was to see how powerful it is. So with flying targets or airborne targets, it's not very good. You don't get all that splash damage, so you can't really do too much to them. And they're going to cause me quite a bit of problems through the takedown, as you're going to see. Because excuse me, I had to cough. If you can't really hit them once they're in the air, but once they land, you can just devastate them. But it's the airborne. And you may kill yourself because those, projectiles come down, so you have to watch out for that. And I do try to I have some splash damage reduction. I have some damage reduction, but like I said, it does so much damage, it makes it so hard to keep yourself up. That was just my fault right there, so I'm not blaming anything for that. So I am trying to work on a very in-depth build. I've been making a lot of quick builds with like powerful guns here lately. I do want to make like an in-depth build that won't take too much. I've been focusing on these builds because they're builds for the new Steam players and new players if they want to get a save file on PC. They'll have a build that they can just be able to do Mayhem 4 content right off the bat, and it'll help them out quite a bit. So, but I'll make like a crazy build eventually here soon, guys. It's gonna take me a couple of videos, a little bit of time to get that together, but I will do it. One thing I forgot to mention, hitting critical spots gives you 3 of those little exploding orbs instead of 2. So try to hit the critical spot as much as you can. I forgot to mention that, sorry. But I see I'm not using that splash damage radius, and Gigaman's a really small target, so I didn't think it'd be able to hit him, but it still hits him just fine. It just depends on where you aim. Yes, I'd get more damage if I was hitting a critical spot, but even without hitting a critical spot, having those extra projectiles, it matters. Okay, getting right into the build. This Gatling is the most important thing that you're going to have with this build. Gatling lead sprinkler. Excuse me. Most important thing in this build. The rest of the guns that I have are filler guns. I don't even really fire them. They're just kind of there. I'm using a transformer with that extra corrosive damage. Like I said, this was made for the takedown, but I've showed you while it still was equipped for the takedown that it could handle other bosses. It was one of the things I wanted to do. I had the incinerary on because I did change and fight a couple of those bosses. But I had it like this originally. And every boss clip you've seen that was from Trunt was from that. But from the ones from Gigamine, I switched to incinerary. I'm using a spiritual driver that has weapon damage instead of that splash damage radius. Some Jacob's weapon critical damage, which work really well together with this. If I can crit, it does even more damage. And the splash damage radius, I'm not having a problem with it at all. Area of effect damage, which gives me more splash damage, by the way. Action skill cooldown, so I can constantly cast it. And the magazine size is just a plus. I can't really be mad about it. I really like that spiritual driver. In the Fist of Elements tree, 5 points into Anima. Gonna give me the extra status effect damage, which is nice for Amara. Using infusion so I can get that corrosive damage, and so I can get that so I can get the corrosive damage. I do have fire here, but I use corrosive for the takedown. On Tempest, that extra elemental damage. All this is just to boost my elemental damage, so I do as many dots as I can and wipe things out. In the mythical Salt Tree, I have 5 points in the Violent Tapestry for that effect chance. I got 3 points in the Fast Hands just to help with the reload speed. Not that I needed them, but you know, didn't hurt to have them. I also have some Clarity for the reload speed. Makes it easier to download those bosses faster. Transcend for that critical hit damage, of course. Restless for just some more cooldown. I only put 3 points into this because I don't need all 5, to be honest with you. Cooldown is so fast. I'm using Ascendant because I'm using Stillness of Mind, of course, like I always do. I talk about them heavily. Blade Bear and Wrath are both for that extra damage if I do actually slam near somebody or on them. I always put 1 point into Remnant, just so you can get extra damage from it. You never know what could happen with Remnant orbs, so it's good to experiment with it, or at least I believe so. And I have 1 point in Avatar, just so I can double cast if I need to. You will need to double cast sometimes with this build, just so you know. In the Broad Tree, Root to Rise, I have 3 points for some, 3 points for some sustain. I have Personal Space for that extra damage, of course. I have 1 point into, Clarity, 1 point into Clarity. So I have some more sustains. Like I said, it has some sustain, 2 points in Helping Hands, but if you're too close to your own damage, you'll kill yourself. Arms deal for that extra splash damage, which if you get closer, splash damage and a Personal Space, they work really well together actually. So try to find the sweet spot for it. Mindfulness, I got 3 out of 3 from my, 2 from my class mod. And that's the build, guys. Not much to it. Now I'm going to show you that takedown of Wotan. Tell me what you think. So here's that clip of that Wotan. Here's that clip of me killing Wotan, excuse me. And I will say I do down myself a couple times here trying to shoot at airborne enemies. So like I was saying, make sure they're on the ground. Even while Wotan is on the ground, you'll see how fast I'm just downing his shields, how much damage I do to him while he's on the ground. But in the air, I can't really do too much, and I end up hurting myself quite a bit. As you can see, again, while he's on the ground, I hit him with all those explosions. I don't know, maybe they changed the splash damage radius, but in the air, I couldn't do anything to that guy, you see? But as soon as he's on the ground, he's gone. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they seen what Moxsy was talking about and they changed it for the better. Because something seems different. It seems to work a lot better. I was terrified right here. I knew I was dead. But somehow I dodged all that. Surprised myself, honestly. Yeah, I go down a lot. But I end up getting up every time. I got really lucky. We're coming up on the end of the video here, guys. Hope you did enjoy this video. Like I said, the save will be on my Discord, where there's quite a few of us now that can really help you out if you have any questions about any builds or anything. I even talk about anime in there. If you're interested in any anime, just hit me up and we can talk about that too, man. I love anime. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you do like this content and want to see more from me. Make sure you like the video if you did like it. If not, you can leave a dislike and leave me a comment telling me why you disliked it and what I can do better. If you have a build you want me to do, excuse me, leave me a comment also and let me know so I can try to give it a go. That's all I really got. Stay medicated and elevated, Blue Crew. Take it easy.